Hello and welcome back to Fallout 76. I am Wiggle, and today we are going to have a look at Western Spirit, one of the new named weapons from the Nuka-World on Tour event, Most Wanted. Now, Western Spirit is a lever action rifle that has the Furious effect, along with 25% damage while aiming and 15% faster reload. It also has a special effect of increased ammo capacity. So instead of 5 rounds, it holds 7 rounds. Now, this one is a little bit weird for me because damage while aiming doesn't work. It's outside of VATS, and I tend to use VATS and critical hits on my characters. So I'll test this a couple of ways. First of all, by using it as intended, that's outside of VATS, and then using it as I would typically use it. Now, the Furious effect works by... Oh, and I can't hit anything. Let's see here. There we go. Oh, okay. The Furious effect works by adding, I believe it's 5% damage bonus per shot on the same target. And it caps at 45%, so it takes 9 shots to get up to maximum damage. Yeah, I'm not... And I actually have a reflex sight on this gun. Scope would be easier, but I've seen conflicting information that damage while aiming might be bugged and not work with scopes. And I don't know if that's true or not, but rather than test that and then before I even test the gun, I decided to go with a reflex sight. See if we can get a headshot in here. I'm not so good with manual aiming, which is why I tend to use VATS. Not only that, but critical hits are so strong. See if we can... Nope, he's not holding still. There we go. And I'm always doing the tactical reload. But the reload speed is pretty nice, that 15%, along with Speed Demon, which I have, which gives a faster reload speed as well. Now, a quick note on the build, I have spec'd this out for manual aiming. So rather than having gun fu, I have long shot, which gives more accuracy and range when aiming down sights. I also have tenderizer for extra damage, covert operative, extra sneak attack damage. Yeah, gun fu is not going to do anything. Adrenaline for extra damage on different targets. I have tormentor for the chance of crippling a limb. And quick hands, which gives you a chance to reload when your clip is empty. Unfortunately, I tend to reload before that happens. So that probably won't come into play a lot. And I also have the legendary perk Follow Through maxed out, which will give significant damage on the second shot and beyond. Now I have the gun modded with a hardened receiver, which is the maximum damage. Prime receiver does the same thing, but I didn't see any point in that. Along with a line stock, a line barrel. Those usually would be for reduced VATS cost, but we're not in VATS. And a suppressor for the sneak attacks. Alright, so normally this sentry bot would be an easy kill because you would just target the fusion cores in VATS. But I don't have that option now. Yikes. But we actually did okay. Get away from the exploding vehicles. So we actually did alright outside of VATS. So far, this does alright. Pretty good damage. What happened there? Oh, okay. Quick hands triggered. That's cool. That's a perk I've never used before. That's the first time I've ever equipped it. In fact, I had to select the perk cards. I didn't even have them. Yeah, I would say between the Furious and the Follow Through, the second attack does quite a bit more damage. Mainly the Follow Through and Tenderizer, I guess, would be the main thing, because a 5% boost on Furious isn't that good. Now, I'd say overall, this is a really good gun for someone that likes to play outside of VATS. Having that 25% damage while aiming is really good, along with the faster reload and the increased ammo capacity. So I've gone and switched things up a little bit here. I've added in a calibrated receiver instead of the hardened for critical shot damage, increased critical shot damage. And I've swapped out my perk cards a little bit. I've added in Concentrated Fire, Critical Savvy, and Better Criticals. And we've also added in Ground Pounder, which will actually increase that reload speed even more. I'm going to test this gun like I would actually use it, for my build. So because of that, I also have Blight Soup, which gives an extra 100% critical shot damage. So let's see how this will do based on the way this character would play it. All right, well, I don't have a critical, so I'm not feeling super comfortable about targeting the head there at only 38%. All right, and here's the downside of Furious. I switch targets, and of course then it resets the Furious effect. So I'm not really a fan of that, unless you're on a high fire rate weapon. But you can see a critical shot is pretty much a one-shot kill on almost anything with this gun, with a lever action rifle. Even if it wasn't legendary. Yeah, I like the target switching and another critical hit. Yeah, I just find with this kind of gun that even though it's spec'd for damage while aiming, it's just a lot more effective in VATS. And I think that having Furious on a gun that fires slowly like this isn't necessarily the best effect. I mean, I would rather have seen, I don't know, Instigating. I think Instigating would have been a really good effect for it. Because if you want someone to be a sniper, and this just doesn't have a high fire rate, and Furious just builds so slowly that by the time you're getting a decent bonus from it, the target's already dead. But that 25% damage while aiming, that is actually a decent buff. So his head hurts. So yeah, even using this as not intended, it's still a really good gun. And those reloads, you can't deny that reload is really fast. But yeah, overall, I'd say this is kind of a confusing gun. I think the Furious effect is kind of a bad fit just for it. But for a sniper, having that damage while aiming, having the faster reload, the extra ammo capacity, I think those are all good things. I mean, I like lever actions in general. It's got very little recoil. But if you're a VATS user, yeah, damage while aiming is kind of a dead effect. So you still have the faster reload and the extra ammo capacity, which is nice. Furious does a little bit of extra damage, but it's not, I don't think it's really enough that it's going to make really any difference at all in terms of versus a non-legendary version. So you're basically doing this for the other legendary effects. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to think of this gun at all. I mean, I do have another character that I'm role-playing, and I'm using it just because that's what I'm role-playing as. But as far as this, if you're a rifleman, I think there's probably better options. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think? What do other people think about the effects? It's the Furious, honestly, that for me, that's kind of the weird one on it. So yeah, anyway, I hope you found this entertaining. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, and I hope you join me in the next one. Thank you very much.